Hey guys, Mike Toy Bonsai Boise. So it's January 23rd, 2022, and I try to do an update at least once every season, even in the wintertime when nothing's going on. So if you're interested to see how some of my outdoor trees are doing, follow me. Let's take a look. Okay, so we'll start down here. We'll start with this one. So this is the lilac that I repotted it this summer. Or I should say I just slip potted it this summer. Haven't trimmed it in 3 or 4 years. I've just been letting it grow as is, just kind of wild. You know, it's pretty in the summertime, and I'll begin the bonsai process of it a little later. It's got a nice little trunk. Can't really see it too, the root base, because of the snow, but anyway, so that's that one. This was the one of the first trees I ever dug up. I'm kind of curious on this graft here, so if I can get in there. So I did this graft on it. Gosh, it's been like maybe 2 or 3 years now, and it's alive. I can verify that. This thing grows leaves on it every year, but I guess it's gonna take. We'll see. That's a silver maple, by the way. And then this is another silver maple that I have. This one is such a goofy tree right now, the state it's in. It needs some attention and needs a plan is what it needs. But I put it in this big, massive pot. The plan is I just wanted to let it kind of grow wild, and then I just hedge prune it, you know, maybe once or twice a year. Just hedge prune it back and let it grow. Just let that trunk thicken up. I've been growing this from a seed about 7 years ago, something like that. So that's those two. Now let's go take a peek at these. All right, here we go. So we saw those two. That's a blueberry bush I've been working on. This is the honeysuckle. I did an air layer on it this past spring. Kind of curious to see if that takes or not. We'll see if we can tell anything from the buds. Well, I can't tell. Let's compare it with some buds from down here. Those definitely look alive. These, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they do too. So there's hope. There's hope. All right, there's some that's a Zelkova cutting that I just stuck in that pot last year. That was a privet that looks very dead. Not looking good. Siberian elm. It's a cotonoster. It's a oak leaf sumac. Another cotonoster. This is a Virginia creeper. Hopefully this looks all right on camera. That's a green ash. That needs some attention and a repot. There's a lot of these that need repotted this spring. This is a red maple. Back there is a silver maple. I did a video on, let me get a better look. Did a video on this one last late winter, early spring. Did some trimming to it. Cotonoster back there. Siberian elm forest. I don't think this video is going to do it justice. It's there's too many trees in the way, and yeah, they're just all cluttered up. So sorry if you can't see it very well. That is a dwarf Alberta spruce. It's not been super duper healthy lately, so I'm hoping that it covers this year. This is a Zelkova. Some random cuttings. There's my Shantung maple. Just repotted that one last spring, so it's not going to need a repot, but it is going to need some structuring. It needs a plan is what it needs. It is a bay willow. Willows grow like crazy. Silver maple here. I thought I would try to fuse some of that together. my juniper, my cascading juniper. So I tried a new technique this winter. I took just a kiddie plastic swimming pool, drilled a ton of holes in it, put the trees in, backfilled it with some mulch, and I'm hoping that keeps them insulated enough over the winter. So far it seems to be working. I mean, you can kind of tell when you look at here's a silver maple. If you look at the buds, you still have some color. You know, if they were dead, they would probably look kind of black and dead. Let's see if I can find a good example. Well, here's a good example. So this is actually a honeysuckle, but you can see this part of the branch has died, so it's died back. So when we look at this part, we know it's alive. Dead, alive. It's got some nasty thorns, so watch out for those. But I've got a bunch of trees just bunched up in there, so it won't take a ton of time. I didn't plan to pull any of them out. I'm probably frozen in there anyway. I just wanted to check on them and do a quick update. There's another blueberry. I think this is going to make a nice little bonsai someday. Silver maple that is rooted into and also frozen onto the blueberry bush. There's my wisteria. Been growing that from a little $10 twig that I bought at Walmart. It was probably this thick right there. So that was about 5 or 6 years ago. That is a crabapple tree. I plan on air layering this spring. I meant to last spring and I just didn't get around to it. But it had some back budding down there, which is exactly what I wanted. There and there. So I'm going to air layer it right in here. That should make a nice little bonsai. Let's take a look at the corkscrew willow. I took a risk on this one this year too. I did not put it in the garage. This is the first year that I did not pull it in the garage. I thought, it's got some decent size to it. I'm hoping it can survive out in the open, and so far it has. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but so far so good. And again, you can tell just using the same test. So we've got some branches that have died back, but for the most part they're all still got their color. I'm quite sure it's going to need a repot this spring. It's been in this pot now for about 2 years, which for a willow, that's a long time. These things grow roots and everything like just crazy. So gonna have to repot it, and also I'm gonna have to do some structural pruning. I like it as is, but some of these branches in here are getting kind of long and straight. Let's see if I can find a good example. So we got the trunk here, and it kind of flows up. Doesn't really make much sense the way it's structured now, so I'm gonna have to give some real thought to this and decide how drastic do we want to get. But that's a decision we'll make in the spring. But that's about it for now. I just wanted to do a quick update and just kind of show my method and see whether it's working, and it looks like it is. I barely checked on these things at all this year, so I'm very happy with that. So thanks for watching. If you like and subscribe, you'll see the updates in the spring as well. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.